Hi, I know you're all getting really excited about your big day and picking up your puppy. So I wanted to first say thank you so much for choosing Brookside Labradoodles. I know there's a lot of great breeders out there, wonderful puppies. We're just really excited that you chose us and giving us the opportunity to provide you with one of our wonderful Brookside puppies. I also want to say thanks so much for hanging in there with us during all of our modified procedures. It hasn't been an easy transition for anybody, and we're just very thankful that everything so far has gone very smoothly. I also wanted to provide you with this video with the information that I normally do give out to our customers at Puppy Pickup Day. And this is my very first attempt at a video, so hang in there with me and we'll see how it goes. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is nutrition. We feed our dogs and puppies Life's Abundance. They all do fabulous on it. I highly recommend it. And we will be sending your puppy home with a 3-day supply. I recommend that you order your puppy some Life's Abundance now so that it is delivered to your home prior to puppy coming home. Very important that your puppies stay on a stable diet during the transition period from our home to your home. He's got enough stresses on him that it's just not a great time to be changing dog foods. So what we feed here is about 1/4 to 1/2 cup per puppy 3 times a day. They don't always eat that, but that's kind of what we offer them. And then what we do is we feed them inside their crate, give them a couple minutes to chow down a little bit, and when they've lost interest, because puppies have short attention spans and they see something shiny and bright and lose interest, what we do is get some plain yogurt, not flavored, any kind is fine. We just take about a teaspoon, swirl it on the top of the food. Puppies dive in, they love the yogurt and they fill up their tummies. And then we kind of take it away and then we offer it to them at their next meal. So I highly recommend that you order the Life's Abundance, have some yogurt on hand. I continue to feed all of my dogs a little bit of yogurt every day. Most of my dogs love it. Every now and then you'll come across a dog that just eats around the yogurt and they decide they're done with it. They don't want the yogurt anymore. And you know that's fine also. So we also give our dogs new vet vitamins every day. It's a great immune support system. It has just lots of value to it. So I highly recommend you order that, and I've provided you with the links to both Life's Abundance and New Vet in our previous emails. So that's kind of what we do here with nutrition. And if you have any questions on that and feeding, just let me know. It will take your puppy a few days of getting used to his new environment to kind of be eating a full meal. It's hard for me to say exactly how much puppy will be eating, but as long as you're offering it to him 3 times a day, he should be just fine. Eventually, you're going to eliminate that noon meal. You'll notice they're just not eating as much during their noon meal, and so you can eliminate that meal as long as you do provide them with an adequate amount of food at the 2 feedings in the morning and the evening. And that should, be good for going through to adulthood. So each puppy goes home with a puppy binder, and I'm just going to walk you through item by item what's enclosed here. On the left-hand side is the most important information that you'll need to attend to immediately. The first thing is being the microchip registration. Your puppy will be microchipped here before going home, but he's not registered. So you'll need to take this card, contact this company either by phone call or internet, create an account with your information and your puppy's microchip number. And then that way, if puppy is ever separated from you with a quick scan, your puppy is reunited to you through your registration. So this is really important to take care of this immediately. The next item that needs to be attended to immediately is your puppy medical registration. So I highly recommend puppy medical insurance for your puppy. With Trupanion, they give all ALAA breeders a code that if you activate it 24 hours prior to pickup or 24 hours after pickup, the medical insurance is effective immediately. So it is just a short little 48-hour window that you need to register your puppy for their medical insurance to have it activated immediately. Otherwise, there's a 30-day grace period. So please do sign up for this prior to picking up your puppy. That way, by the time you drive out of my driveway, your puppy's all set to go. Puppies have a way of finding their, getting underneath feet, finding things in your home that you didn't even know was there. So I just highly recommend having the peace of mind of medical insurance for your puppy. Also with Trupanion, if you cancel it within 30 days, they will refund your full amount of payment. So it's basically free insurance for 30 days and gives you an opportunity to shop around for other insurances if you so choose to do that. So, but please do sign up for Trupanion medical insurance. And then a few other items on this side here is some information on the new vet vitamins that we already discussed. Please do sign up for those and get those shipped out to you. We also have a couple grooming cards here for you from ALAA and WALA. And these are just some guidelines for your puppy. And also this is the WALA grooming card is your mama dog's Dolly here, our little famous Dolly. And so you can use these grooming cards going forward with your groomer once your puppy goes to the groomer. And then we have your health warranty and contract here. On the second page, we do have you sign a little section that talks about your puppy being a pet puppy, not for breeding. And I do have the date there that we require your puppy to be spay or neutered by. So we'll take care of that on puppy pickup day. On the back side is your puppy's medical record. Now, your puppy has been seen by our vet, and we have provided wormings and vaccinations for your puppy. You'll want to take this record to your puppy well vet check that we require within 72 hours of pickup. Your puppy will not be need a vaccination at that time. It's just a well puppy checkup. So it's very important that you take this information to your vet so he knows the dates that we provided the vaccinations. I also recommend maybe even just taking a picture of this record. That way, in case you forget the form, you have it handy on your phone for the vet. So with vaccinations, we have given a 6-week parvo shot, an 8-week combination parvo distemper shot, and then we recommend your puppy be vaccinated again at 10 weeks, 13 weeks, and then the final one at 16 weeks. We also recommend that the rabies be given at 6 months. Now, some vets' protocols differ from us, and that's perfectly fine. That's just our recommendation. Many vets also recommend leptospirosis and bordetella. We don't give leptospirosis here at Brookside, but many vets recommend it. So for your area, you might just want to have that conversation with your vet on the leptospirosis. The bordetella, it basically covers kennel cough. So once your puppy starts going to the groomer or is in a boarding facility, you will need to have that bordetella, which is just a nasal administration. So the one thing that I wanted to talk to you about is very important that your puppy is never given multiple vaccinations at any given time. So sometimes vets, because the medical community and the drug manufacturers say it's perfectly fine to give puppies multiple shots at a time. I highly recommend that you stick to 1 shot a day. If you're getting your puppy shot and you want to do the leptospirosis, go back in a couple days later. Don't let them give the last puppy vaccination along with the rabies vaccination. Very important. Your puppies have small little livers. It's just a lot for their little bodies to process when you give them those multiple shots. So please, only 1 shot at a time. Go back in for the 2nd shot. That way, if there's a reaction, you know exactly what your puppy is reacting to. So that's really important. And then on your, you have here your puppy pedigree, which is basically your puppy's family tree. And then a receipt of payment. And then on the back pocket here, I have a letter that talks again about multiple vaccinations at any given time. And And then there's a flyer on the wash and zip bed. The wash and zip bed is a great product. We have lots of them here in our home. I went through many beds over the years trying to find the perfect bed. Lots of big, huge, comfy, cushy beds that were really hard to clean. So they were good for a couple months, and then you just toss them because you can't get them clean. So with the wash and zip bed, it's fabulous because it's folded up, it's made like a quilt, and then you fold it up, you zip it up, and it's a nice cushy bed. And then when it's time to wash, you unzip it, throw it in your washing machine just like a blanket, dry it in your dryer, take it out, zip it back up, and then away you go again. It's just a great bed, and there's a code for a little bit of a discount for that wash and zip bed. So I highly recommend that. Well, especially with the puppy cover, so the puppies can't chew on the little zipper. Will last you for a long time. So it's a good value. And then the next item here is an article from the AVSAB, the American Veterinary Society for Animal Behavior. It talks about puppy socialization. Now, your puppy will not be fully vaccinated until 16 weeks, and that's when they're protected and safe to go out in public. Parvo is very real, very scary, and harmful to puppies if they get it. So you do need to protect them, but it's also very important that you give your puppy the socialization that they need during those very critical months of their development, the first couple months that they're home with you. So this is just kind of an article that speaks to the value of socialization. Another challenge that we have, obviously, is during our shelter in place requirements. You just have to be a little bit creative about how to get that puppy out there, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that during our training session of the video. And then another article here is on puppy biting. Puppy biting is very natural behavior for puppies, but can be very trying and frustrating for especially new puppy owners. So this is just kind of a little bit of a checklist that talks about that. I also have some great videos on YouTube to refer you to if it becomes an issue for you for assisting with getting your puppy to learn how to not bite and hurt us. Not that they do it purposefully, it's just, like I said, a natural behavior for them. And then the last article here is just kind of a mock schedule that we follow here at Brookside, with a few other tidbits of information. Basically, our puppies are up with the sun. They come out of their crates, they eat, go outside, go potty, come in, eat their breakfast, play, go outside. Then, we do it all again at lunchtime. They're in and out. Then again, we put them into the crate at 9:30 at night. We put them in the crate with an old towel, and that way, if there is ever a soil or a potty incident, we can just wash that old towel and put it back in, and we're ready to go the next night. But by the time they go home at 8 weeks, they're pretty well getting through the entire evening, or the entire night rather, from about 9:30 at night till sunrise. So without soiling. So when your puppy goes home, there is a transition. They're just not used to being alone, and it's a whole new environment for them. So what I recommend is when puppy goes home, put the crate maybe by your bed, somewhere where you can talk to them, soothe them during the night, maybe put your hand down there so they can smell you. Put them in the crate with the blanket that we send home, as well as maybe a toy. And then, some families report back that puppy did great the first night out, no problems at all. Those are always wonderful emails. And then sometimes we do get emails that say, it's been 5 nights and puppy's crying all night long. So it is a transition. I promise you it won't last forever. It's kind of like sleep training kids. They're all a little bit different. So you kind of just have to get through it the best way you can. And I promise you, it won't take long. Your puppy will be sleeping through the night. They're not crying because they have to go potty, because they're making it through the night here. They're crying because they just don't want to be alone, and they want to, be in your arms. So they will, eventually be sleeping in their crate just fine. So your puppy will also be going home with a nice little goodie bag and a collar. So this collar is a great, nice, soft collar that they can wear for quite a long time. It's made out of material, it's soft, you can wash it, and in the bag is also a leash. One thing I do recommend, once you start putting your puppy on a leash, that you do get some kind of like a Martindale collar, something that the puppies are not able to slip out of. This is not meant to be secure out in public, because the puppies, it just will never be tight enough for the puppies to not be able to slip out of. So just make sure that once you do start walking your puppy on a leash, you have something adequate to protect your puppy. But this is a great collar to put your tags on, that your puppy can wear 24 hours. It's nice and soft. It's not gonna, some collars tend to break the hair around their the collars. So this is a great collar that we really, really like. Also in the bag is your puppy primer book, as well as a blanket that will have your puppy's little littermate scent on, that I highly recommend that you put in the crate at night with your puppy, as well as a nice toy, several snacks, your 3-day supply of Life's Abundance, and then again your 3-day supply of new vet vitamins. So that's all provided to you in your puppy bag. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is grooming. It is going to be some time before your puppy is ready to go see the groomer. You don't want to take them in until they are completely vaccinated and safe. But there's a few things that you need to do at home to prepare your puppy for their big day at seeing the groomer. One thing that you'll want to do is get some rounded tip scissors like this. You get them at your local pet store, and you'll want to use these little scissors to cut her eye hair that's right here on her nose. So what you'll do is you'll take the scissors, place them flat down on her nose, and trim the hair on both of her little eyes there, and just to kind of get rid of the hair that's growing straight up into their eyes. And then eventually, when her bangs start to flop down and obstruct her vision, you're going to want to kind of trim up that hair as well. That way you can see her beautiful little eyes and she can see you. And I just like to keep their eyes nice and clear. So another thing, that puppies are very instinctually protective of their paws. So while you're cuddling and holding your dog, very important to rub their paws, get them used to the feeling of your being in their toes. You're also gonna want to start trimming their little nails there, just a little every now and then, kind of keeps them nice and tidy before they're ready to go see the groomer. Once they are fully vaccinated, it is a good idea to make that appointment with your groomer just for your dog to have a little spa day. They might not necessarily need to go see the groomer, but it's just a good way to introduce the puppies to the groomer and the environment of all the sounds and feelings of what's going to go on there. One thing that I do recommend that you have at home are a few tools to help start your puppy off with combing and brushing, so that they're familiar with the feeling. I highly recommend Chris Christensen products. They will last you a lifetime. This is their butter comb. It's their medium small tooth comb. And this is the type of tool that you'll use to get all the way down to the skin on your puppy. So this gives them a nice feeling. It helps them get used to the feeling of the comb on their skin. And then as their coat grows, if they do have some tangles, this will make sure that you get all those tangles out and they're good all the way through. Another item that I love from them is their tea brush. This is a great product to brush their coat with, to get them used to just kind of different feelings of the different textures of the brushes. This is a fabulous comb brush for Labradoodles. Another brush that they have that I like is their slicker brush. And this helps to remove mats should you, your puppy or your dog get mats. So what you kind of do is just, you'll find a nice technique to help clear out the mats on your puppy in between going to the groomer. So those are the tools that I like. for grooming our puppies. And thank you, Yellow Girl, for being such a good little model for me. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is training. Training is so very important. It is critical. If you want that well-socialized, well-trained dog, you just have to socialize it well and train it well. It's as simple as that. The more you put into your puppy, the more you'll get out. You do the daily training with your puppy, and eventually it's just going to be a member of your household. It's going to hop in your car. You're going to take off and go. It's going to walk on the leash nicely and go with you wherever you want to take it. But it doesn't happen without putting in your good work. So please, training. I highly recommend a program called Baxter and Bella. It's an online training program. It's a one-time fee. I give you a code for a nice discount, and they go through everything from preparing your puppy for coming home all the way through to being a good citizen certified. And it's a great program. They have wonderful videos, great support, and so I highly recommend that. In addition to that, you do need to take your puppy out, socialize your puppy, take your puppy to find a great trainer nearby, take it to group classes, participate with your puppy in every way, and you'll have a great puppy and dog to last you a lifetime. So the next thing I wanted to quickly talk about is the supplies to have on hand for your puppy. You definitely need a crate. So I recommend the wired crate, although the plastic ones are perfectly fine if it's size appropriate. The nice thing about the wired crates is a lot of them have an inside divider so that you can adjust the inside space of the crate. Very important to keep the space for your puppy just small enough so the puppy can stand up, turn around, lay back down. That is key to getting the puppy to get through the night without soiling or potting in the crate. Another thing that you might consider is the inside play area. There's lots of different options for dogs, or you can even use the human playpens if you have one around it, or play yard, I should say. It's just a place where you can put the puppy, where puppy's safe from getting into trouble or from other little small folks getting their hands on puppy without supervision. So I highly recommend some kind of a play yard for your puppy. Another thing is treats. Puppies love treats, and it really helps in your ability to train them. So I recommend Life's Abundance. That our puppies love the turkey berry treats and the tasty rewards. Perfect for breaking into small little bits to train your puppy, and they're a high quality treat. Just don't buy something off the shelf for treating puppy. You want to make sure that whatever you put into that puppy's tummy is of high quality, even when you're talking about treats. So then another thing is toys. Toys are so important to the puppy. Lots of different textures, sounds, rolling, bouncing. Puppies love it all. So give them lots of puppy toys to play with. And then other than that, just lots of loving. I mean, puppies do love kisses and hugs, but the thing is you have to be very careful about that as well, especially where little folks are involved. If you have a house with small children, please be mindful and careful around your kids and your puppies. Puppies are very protective, and they don't understand that like a nice warm squeeze isn't going to eventually hurt them. So puppies are not fond of great squeezes from kids. They don't like to be patted on the head. Learn your puppy's behavior. If you see that your puppy is being stressed because it's not being handled in a way that it's comfortable with, then just work around it. So eventually your puppy will know that the little children in its life are not going to hurt them, but it does take some time, and you want to make sure that you supervise all those visits appropriately. Puppies don't like to be wrapped up in blankets and squeezed. They don't like to be dressed up like dolls. But that doesn't mean that they won't eventually do it for you, because they're very much people pleasers. But when they're puppies, they have to learn what's safe and what's appropriate. So please watch the little people in your life when socializing with their puppy. Other than that, I look forward to seeing you on Puppy Pickup Day. Once you get here, give me a call or a text, and we will bring out your puppy to you freshly washed. We will be wearing gloves and a mask just to make, we are not sick. I don't think you are, but we're just trying to do our part for everybody to stay safe and healthy. So your puppy will be freshly bathed with mask and gloves, and we'll bring him out to your car. We'll sign the contract, and then you'll be off on your way. And you know how to reach me if you have any questions. I'm always here for you, and it's totally been my pleasure. Thanks so much for choosing Brookside Labradoodles.